Browns fans, welcome to Browns All Access. Nathan Zegura alongside Bernie Kosar. And Bernie, the Browns went into Denver, exercised some demons with that big win. Now they have won 4 of their last 5 games. How big was this to kind of snap that streak? You're the last quarterback to beat them back in 1990 in Denver.
You know, not only may the phrase exercise demons, I think we exercised our will for a young team to get over the hump, again, with a Denver team that had playoff aspirations. It was a must win for them on the road on Saturday night TV. That adrenaline, that will to win. I don't have enough compliments to throw out to the players and coaching staff. Fantastic job.
It was great to see the Browns now 2-0 in primetime games this year. And Bernie, there was a stretch. It was complimentary football. The offense got backed up. Colquitt hits a bomb. Tavier Thomas makes a tackle. They get a penalty, completely flips field position. Then TJ Carey gets the interception. That's the defense. And then Baker Mayfield leads them down the field for the touchdown. And to me, that's the sign of great coaching. Everything coming together. And Gregg Williams now 4-2 as the head coach of this Browns team. How have you seen them change with him as the main man?
Perfectly said, well said too, of all the little details of assignment. How you do little things is how you do all things. And Gregg Williams' consistent emphasis on how you do the details of your assignment. I've watched it now for 19 years. This is one of the first times in 19 years that I felt like on the road, we're a better, more physical team. Like we deserve to win games because we're just better than you. And I feel like that now. And Gregg Williams to say that in the old school mentality of when you need a yard, you could get a yard. And for him to put his money where his mouth is and to show the belief in that offensive line and that team, the whole building in Berea knows that our physical play, and we should believe in our guys to get a yard if we want that. And that trickled down, and our defense comes out because he believes in the defense, the complementary football. We didn't execute like we will and should on offense, and in the future, I believe we will because he shows that type of faith in all of his players.
Well, the players said what the biggest changes is it's a mutual respect between players and coaches and a mutual confidence between players and coaches, and nothing says you're more confident in your players than what Gregg Williams did on that 4th down. He is pushing all the right buttons, and he sat down with our Andrew Gribble.
All right, Greg, you're 6 games into taking over as the head coach of this team. When you look back at this transition that you've gone through, what's maybe been the biggest adjustment you've had to make?
Well, it's just time. You know, there's time that you have to spend away from the actual coaching aspect, but I think through years of experience, I've become a pretty good time management expert, and what time is important, what time is not important. With the experience that I've had before, it doesn't take me very long to make the decisions that's needed for those people so that I can continue to coach. And you get a chance to sit in the head coach's chair because you're a pretty good coach, and we have to spend time with the players and dedicated to the players. And it's been a good process that way.
Through these last couple of years, it's been tough, and we always said that the players just need to taste winning, and then it would start getting rolling. It seems like that's kind of happened here, and how does that affected?
You know, most of them have won for a lot in their life, and then all of a sudden they find out at this level how difficult it is because ability alone just doesn't make a win. There has to be all types of other things, even the mental preparation, even the mental toughness that goes along with the physical toughness and goes along with the athletic characteristics that we all see them get a chance to play with. But make no bones about it, at the National Football League level, it's tough to win each and every weekend, each and every play. There's no homecoming games, there's no easy opponents. Everybody can play at this level. And we've got a good young team here, and I think people have now all of a sudden say, hey, the Browns know what they're doing.
From Baker's perspective, where has he grown the most during this period?
I think, you know, the big thing is you can't supplement, or there's no way you can manufacture the speed and the intensity of game day without going through those things. There's a lot of things that you do at other levels, at high school and college. He's been through some of those same situational things, but not at the speed that you have to do it at this level because everybody can run. Everybody is powerful at this level. So once his body and once his mind has wrapped around the speed of those decisions, he's been able to handle everything fine. And the really good ones can slow those speed things down. And I think when people watch him play, you see him slow those things down and just do his job, and he's been excellent with that.
Well, Gregg Williams has certainly made a lot of Browns fans happy, and a lot of them were in Denver. As a player, what does it mean when you have fans that are just going nuts for you, so loud, so vocal, and showing up to support your team?
Players now really look into that. And yes, I love about this young team, though, is they feed off the emotion at the right times and the right moments. To just go out there and win and to have them enjoy it is great. I love these young players, though, before the games and their preparations leading up to the games. They don't let the excitement, they don't let all the somewhat attention get to their heads. They don't let it affect their game time preparation, and it's showing by their performance on the field.
It certainly is, and it's such a young team. Your two Pro Bowlers are a first-year player and a second-year player. Callaway leads your team in receiving touchdowns. Chubb leads your team in every rushing category. Baker leads your team, obviously, in every passing category. We're going to talk a lot more about Jabrill Peppers. He had his best game, another second-year player. It is a young team. It is a fun team, and we're going to talk more about them when Browns All Access returns. After the break, Jabrill Peppers talks about his game-sealing sack and Breshad Perriman on his fresh start in Cleveland. Welcome back to Browns All Access. Nathan Zegura alongside Browns legend Bernie Kosar. Jabrill Peppers certainly was a legend on Saturday night. A huge interception when the Denver Broncos were in scoring range. And then, of course, the sack to ice the game. Just a great performance from a guy who's now top 10, according to Pro Football Focus, as a safety in the NFL in only his second season.
Fantastic, physical, intelligent play, of course, by Peppers. On that fourth down play at the end of the game, here he comes charging in with a blitz key read that looks like it was an adjustment. The coaching ability to give a guy that flexibility, and then for Peppers to jump on it and dive and close out the game, to close out a W, it's just beautiful.
Let's learn more about the Browns' second-year strong safety Jabrill Peppers in our Player Spotlight, brought to you by Fifth Third Bank.
Oh, baby, what a win this one is! Jabrill Peppers had an interception earlier, and man, he's played the game of his NFL career.
Man, it just felt good to finally have one of those breakout games, because as a guy in this profession, you need those. It definitely boosts your confidence, and I'm already a confident guy. But after a game like that, it definitely, shows you and the world what you're capable of. Now you just got to keep doing it and keep building on it.
The Browns haven't won here since 1990, but they've won tonight.
One thing about me and one thing I learned is no pressure when you're prepared. You only feel pressure when you're not fully prepared, or when you know yourself you haven't prepared all the way. But I'll take out here and practice like a game, so the game slows down for me. When we have pads on, making sure I get that pop that I need to, start my week off. It all starts with your preparation, man. If you prepare the right way, there's no pressure.
Keenum back to pass. The Browns trying to get a rush. They do on Keenum. He lobs the ball towards the end zone, and it's picked off. The Browns pick it off in the end zone. It's Peppers.
I got a good jump on Case and where he wanted to go. He told me with his shoulder. So I'm over there that whole time and just trusting my gut. Just jumped it, went up, caught the ball, tried to get 2 feet down. Was happy, man. Didn't even know how to celebrate. Ended up running the whole 100 yards in that altitude, which was a terrible idea. But it was worth it.
Hey, come on!
When I ran past the sideline, I made sure I looked at him the whole time.
4th down and 10 at the 50-yard line.
They tried to do the same protection that they have showed previously in the game a couple times. Case didn't see me, saw me at the last minute. After that, it was too late. Ball game.
Keenum waits, takes the snap. He bobbles it, stumbles. He got hit. He got sacked. He got sacked.
Peppers.
Peppers got him. Pour a little pepper on it. The Browns are going to win it. Peppers came up with the play of the game.
Come on! It's over with.
Everybody was hyped, man. Everybody was hyped. Good play. And the plane ride home is always fun when you win, especially a 3-hour plane ride, man. Nobody wants to sit on that after a loss. Now, we got the ball rolling a little bit. We're going to swag a little bit. We're going to have, a demeanor about us. But if you don't like it, put the ball down. Let's play 60 minutes. That's our MO. So, I definitely can't wait, to finish these games out. We got the Bengals right now, and that's our main focus. Last one, that first energy, we want to go out with a bang, get the fans something to look forward to, a great outing, and, to start the Christmas season off right.
Y'all go 3. 1, 2, 3. Go! Come on, man. Come on.
What's up? I'm Allie Raymond, and this is your Social Minute, where we show you the best of what happened on social media this week. Starting with this small Browns fan. This little guy wore his Baker Mayfield jersey to his school picture day. Twitter user Ray Jr. 419 tweeted, "Of course he wanted to wear his Baker jersey for his school pictures." Fire emoji. Next up, for all of you spicy food lovers, we've got a handy little chart for you. A Reddit user posted this image entitled "The Hotter Pepper Picker" that shows the spiciness of peppers from bell pepper 0 to Jabrill Peppers 22 million. Now that's a spicy defense. Be careful, it burns. And finally, the Browns released their holiday card this week. The viral video showed the Browns offensive lineman dressed up as reindeer pushing Bob Wiley on a sled.
Ho, ho, ho. Move.
For more fun viral content like this, stay tuned to our Browns social channels. I'm Allie Raymond, and this was your Social Minute.
After the break, Breshad Perriman sits down with Andrew Gribble, and Gregg Williams talks about the importance of finishing the season strong. Welcome back to Browns All Access. Nathan Zegura alongside Bernie Kosar and Bernie. Breshad Perriman was someone who was discarded by the Baltimore Ravens despite being a former first-round pick. They said he had drop issues. All he's done is come to the Browns, make big plays, and he has not dropped a single pass. In the last 2 weeks, I think he played a huge role in the Browns' victories over the Panthers and the Broncos. What are you seeing from that young man?
Right on, Nathan. The plays he's making are difference-making plays. And for him to have, again, the confidence that I believe the coaching staff deserves a lot of credit, besides the personnel staff of finding him, but the coaching staff and the culture and the nurturing that he's gone through to be a playmaker now and not a first-round bust is awesome to see.
It is awesome. And Perriman averaging about 20 yards per catch on the season, and he sat down with our Andrew Gribble for an exclusive one-on-one interview.
From the 31, he's got the snap. Sty steps right, throwing long, into the end zone. Perriman up in the air, tumbles, he's got it! Touchdown!
I'm Andrew Gribble here with Browns wide receiver Breshad Perriman. And Breshad, what was it like to get back in the end zone on Saturday in Denver?
Man, it was a total blessing, just to be back in there. I haven't realized, well, I didn't realize until after the game that it's been like 2 years since I scored, so it made it that much sweeter, and the victory made it even better.
That wasn't the easiest touchdown catch to make. I mean, it took a lot of trust from Baker Mayfield and a lot of concentration on your part. How tough was that catch to make, and kind of how does that speak to the relationship you've developed with Baker so far?
I think it speaks volumes. I just feel like for him to know his man-to-man coverage first and foremost, and to just lay it out there and just give me a chance to make the play, I feel like that just says a lot.
Kind of walk me through how you ended up here. You were with the Ravens for a few years. You're starting looking for a new team to join. What were those few weeks like before you ended up with the Browns?
It was a little frustrating. I was on basically like a little workout tour. Just going from team to team doing so many workouts, and finally when I came here, I think on a Saturday, they finally told me that they wanted to sign me, and that was the best news I got.
Up in the pocket, gonna go for it all. Perriman's out there, caught it at the 15, at the 10 with a tumble down. It's first and goal at the 9.
How confident is this locker room? Because especially winning 4 out of the last 5.
Oh yeah, confidence is at an all-time high. I feel like everybody we all just have a positive mindset. We all have crazy faith. We just really going out there and just playing free. You could just walk around and tell, if you look at, I guess, people in the locker room, you could just tell, everybody's just free and their confidence is very high.
It's last opportunity to play in front of Browns fans at First Energy Stadium. What stood out about playing at home? What's it mean to kind of close out this season against the Bengals on your home field?
Man, that means a lot. We definitely want to end it with a bang, end it with a victory and nothing less. Just being here and playing in front of this fan base has just been incredible. This fan base is crazy. I always noticed it when I was at the Ravens, but now that I'm here and I'm a part of it, it's even crazier, so I love it.
Thanks very much, Rashad. Good luck Sunday.
Thank you.
Bernie, we've seen, Breshad at the big plays early in these games, and really the Browns have just come out of the gates and been aggressive on offense under Freddie Kitchens. It seems like a different season and a different team. We were talking about all those first quarter woes because this team can put points on the board. And, when you have a play caller who matches your attitude as a quarterback, the aggressiveness, the confidence, doesn't that make you play better? And I think we're seeing it with Baker.
It absolutely does. And I think you could see it across the league, too. Not only just the play caller and Freddie Kitchens deserving a ton of credit. And I talked to him during the course of this week, and I said, I'm not your marketing representative, but I do have a bro crush on you, the way you're calling plays. I would take that and carry that out to Gregg Williams, too. To the confidence factor, when the head coach, when the play caller are completely behind you, when you have no shade of doubt, no demons resonate in your head, that you're completely have the coaches completely have your back, you're able to go make your plays, go for it, and to see these deep plays, again, repeating myself, but these are daggers in the other team's heart.
I could not agree more with that statement, and we'll be back with more Browns All Access right after this. What is the Browns' largest margin of victory in the Battle of Ohio? Is the answer A, 23 points, B, 27, C, 34, or D, 42? Find out when Browns All Access returns. What was the Browns' largest margin of victory in the Battle of Ohio? The answer is C, 34 points. With 4 passing touchdowns from Gary Danielson, the Browns shut out the Cincinnati Bengals on the road and went on to finish the 1987 season at 10-5. Welcome back to Browns All Access. Nathan Zegura alongside Bernie Kosar. And while last weekend, out of their hands, the Browns' playoff hopes took a little bit of a hit, there's still a chance out there, still so much to play for this team, trying to get to 7-7-1, ultimately 8-7-1. A win here would put them at this point 3-1-1 in the division, guaranteeing them a winning record in the division. There's so much to play for. Gregg Williams, I think, is going to have these guys focused.
Yeah, staying on the Gregg Williams theme here, and again, this is not to be his marketing representative either. He's doing such an amazing job, and when you start talking like he has consistently talked about since he's come here and had the job of one step at a time, one drill at a time, one day at a time, one game at a time. And for us to be in late December and the games are still meaningful, this is when that type of attitude of one step at a time really helps and comes into play. The physical play last week was the differentiator for us to get the W. Cincinnati, with their mistakes and having a rough season, physical play for the whole game, taking it to them. Gregg Williams is definitely going to emphasize that point with the team this week, and I look for a similar type offense coming out and defense.
I agree. I think you can impose your will on them and get them to fold up shop here. And by the way, the Browns, an opportunity to sweep the Battle of Ohio for the first time since 2002. With more on that game, Andrew Gribble talked with the Browns head coach, Gregg Williams.
The Browns have done it as they exploded right out of the gate and took control of the game.
Going into this weekend, the Browns have a chance to have their first winning record in the division since the AFC North came about in 2002. How much of a step forward is that for this organization, and just how tough is it to get a winning record in the AFC North?
It brings a smile to my face, and it's one of the things that was on my checklist personally when I came here. I really want the people of Cleveland to rejoice the fact that there's a good young nucleus here, that this could be something that's every season. And it's fun to see it start and take shape.
When you guys played the Bengals earlier this season, you jumped on them really quick, got out to a 28-point lead. It's a different looking Cincinnati team. They've dealt with a lot of injuries. What is the biggest key in this kind of matchup?
You know, we've got to focus on us. We've got to go about doing our things too, and it's not, there's no disrespect to them, because I think that Marvin has always done a good job everywhere he's been, and he and I go way back in the National Football League before he was a head coach too, and it's been interesting to see, you know, what a really good job he's done since we played them the last time. So we're going to have to, you know, stay exactly on the execution part of it for us. Understand there's a few other different players that now are back up and healthy. There's a few that aren't, but how we go about playing this team that he brings in here. Every day is an interview. Every day is different, and you've got to be able to understand the competition for that day and come out on top on that day.
You mentioned the winning record in the AFC North as a check mark. If you win the next two, winning record for the entire season, how much would that mean for?
It'd be another check mark. It'd be another smile. Maybe the smile would have even been even bigger on something like that, because there are lots of people out there doubting us, and I think all good players, okay, they love the fact that when they can get a chance to prove other people's wrong. They've been proving people wrong, really a lot of these guys that's in this room, for their whole life. You know, who would have thunk that they would have had a chance to be at this level? And that's another thing for them to be able to say at the start of the season is a lot of guys didn't think we can do it, but we did do it. It's on our checklist of things, but the most important thing is this week right now, the Bengals.
Every time Gregg Williams talks, I love it. He preaches competition to this team. The practices have become competitive, and there is no doubt they are going to go out there not just hoping to win on Sunday in front of what should be a raucous First Energy Stadium, as everybody's been buying those tickets up. I think they have an opportunity to go out there and blow the Bengals out.
Well, I want to agree with you. I don't like to get ahead of myself. And what's beautiful about what Gregg Williams is talking about, what the team is talking about, what the team is focused on is football on the field and just winning. Isn't it nice that we're basically through the show and we haven't even talked about Hugh Jackson. We haven't talked about soap opera type distractions. All we're talking about is core good football and winning football. And that's a tribute to the organization and to these guys that have this just singular focus to win games.
Absolutely. That is what they're going to try to do. And for the latest on your Browns team, keep it tuned to cleanbrowns.com, the Browns mobile app. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And for the latest on Bernie, check out Kosar19.com. It's the battle for Ohio, the Browns and the Bengals at First Energy Stadium. We thank you so much for joining us again on Browns All Access. Happy holidays to you and yours, and let's go Browns.